When I was younger, I had this dream that I wouldn't turn out like my parents under our bridge. When I was growing up, I would visit my parents under that bridge. While my parents lived under that bridge, I was living with my grandma and grandpa. They are the best. They helped me with everything that I needed. Even though they weren't home because of work, they worked at different times, and they got home much earlier than much later in the day or night. I would never knew what their work was. I was always wondered what they did, but they never gave me a perfect answer. There were some gray areas that I didn't quite know what it was for. All I knew is that they worked for the government, so a little thought that they had a good job. But they were some days that they didn't come home for like weeks, but it's okay because I had one of the best babysitters, aka one of their employees. I was never a troublemaker as a kid, but it was for my safety. Also, I enjoyed their company of them being with me, but I felt like they didn't understand what privacy is. Later that day, my parents came home way earlier than normal. When they came through the door and yelled at me, "Yanas, we need to talk right now." That statement normally means we're moving. We are moving, and they never tell me why. I don't question it, though. I've been getting suspicious lately, so I've asked more questions, and of course, that made them very mad. But I've known them, been getting older, and I truly want to know. That's what I've always asked them. After the whole conversation, they said they will let me know when I'm more mature. But the thing is, I'm very mature for my age, even for an average 15-year-old boy. The move. We moved all the way across the country, all the way up in Oregon. That's pretty far. The whole trip, I had this thought of why we moved early, or like even every time. But then I also realized that my parents also moved with us, which was one thing that really changed the whole thought process. My whole train of thought was changed and needed to be changed. My parents always followed their parents. It seemed strange and suspicious. At the age of 17, I asked one more time, and I didn't get the answer that I was looking for. I said, "Are you sure?" That really set them off, and literally all I wanted to know was that they did for a living, and why my mom and dad lived under a bridge. I thought that I was old enough to know what they did. It's a family tradition. You'll know when you're 18. So the next day, it's my 18th birthday. I hoped they would tell me their job because I was so eager to find out. Ever since I had one of those babysitters that would watch me every second and every day of my life. And every move as well. I've been acknowledged all day by my grandmother, saw that. She let me go on a drive down the road, and I saw my mom and dad in a black van. They were talking, and I saw a bunch of people in bulletproof vests. I'm glad that my mom and dad didn't know I drove it, so it made it look easier. I'm 18 now. I woke up that morning and I realized it was my birthday. But it felt different. Today, not like the happy, warm feeling you get on your big day of a new era being a different age. I walked downstairs and I see my grandpa in his chair normally, where he normally is. He's not there. I walked into the kitchen. My grandma wasn't there either. I said, "Where's everyone? I'm genuinely lost and confused." So I walk back upstairs and I decide to go back to bed. And when I wake up in the dark, I look at my phone. It's 3:47 a.m. What a dream.